Assalamu alaikum. It appears that the ethnicities and the communities and the nationalities which are living in the boundaries of Islamic Republic of Pakistan, they are not satisfied, at least apparently they are not satisfied with the federation. And for some people, this is maybe somewhat surprising because we have a constitution and which is a consensus document and which is a document which clearly explains the rights and the privileges of the communities. Then why the ethnicities and the nationalities and the communities are not satisfied with existing boundaries, with the situation of the rights, and obviously with the distribution? Uh, Frankly speaking, maybe the constitution is not working, or maybe the institutions which are responsible for giving the rights of equal economic and social distribution, they are not working. So what to do? Is there a possibility that we must change the constitution or amend it? History tells us that this constitution has been amended many times, like around 20 or more amendments, major amendments in the constitution. So even with these amendments, things are not working. We did another experiment during 60s to divide the country into two parts, and at that time Bangladesh, the current Bangladesh, was East Pakistan. So we divided the country on the basis of as a sort of imaginary equality, and that is the concept of parity. The regions were East Pakistan and the West Pakistan. And that didn't work because one community, one party, and that was the East Pakistan, they were not satisfied with that division because according to them, the resources were not being distributed fairly enough to satisfy them, especially obviously the economic resources. So they were mentioning the supremacy of the Western Pakistan, and especially they were mentioning the Punjab, the province of Punjab, as a dominating power, as the main decision maker of the affairs of the country. So, and that is history. The country was divided on, even like now we have a new country with the name of Bangladesh, and out of that, East Pakistan. So, if again, after 70, after split of the country into two parts, now the remaining Western Pakistan has 4 provinces and some regions, including AJK, that is a separate state, the Gilgit-Baltistan, and the Farmer Parta is now part of the Pakhtunkhwa province. So even now, the people are not satisfied with it. So what to do? Again, what to do? Why the provinces are not satisfied? I have heard voices from Sindh, voices from Balochistan, even militancy has this rationale in Balochistan that the resources are not being given to Baloch people or the Baloch area. That's why they are showing resistance. This is one part of the rationale of why they are fighting with the state. So my point was like, what can be done about it? Because obviously the problem exists. The problem is there and the problem exists. What we can do about it? Can we redraft the constitution? Maybe making it more comprehensive so that maybe the rights could be given to the suffering communities and the regions? Or is there any other remedy? There are times in nations' history that they draft their constitutions and the documents on the basis of which they are running a whole country. They can do what? Maybe go for more inclusive legislation for ruling the country. So, a federation based upon volunteer participation of the communities and ethnicities could be a viable solution. Would be a viable solution. But maybe for some it is to go for again a very basic demands of then breakaway leader of former East Pakistan, Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, and he was asking, and his 6 points were quite popular, and for some political analysts, those points were more related with the confederation, not with the federation. But I'm not talking about a confederation. I'm talking about a federation of provinces and the regions on volunteer basis, with their own intent, with their own consent. And obviously all the regions and the provinces must be having their legislature, and they must be given more power to decide for their own affairs. And maybe some people will argue with me that because we have this 18th Amendment now, and the provinces have more powers, and there are more departments now under provincial governments. So this is the solution, but this is not proving to be the solution, because the voices are they are strong voices from Sindh, from Balochistan, and even obviously from Pakhtunkhwa, and all these voices are related to, they are demanding what? The rights over their resources. The political power which is not being given to those regions, the people of those regions. The movement in Stone Belt, the PTM, the movement in Baloch areas, this Baloch Jagriti Committee, they are all asking for what? Political power. And they are not asking for some separate country, for some some people may call them traitors or separatists, but their main demands are related with the practice of democracy, the principle of equality, and equality in resource distribution. This is their main demand. Or if they have some hidden agenda, so maybe they are concealing with these demands. If somebody could argue that maybe they are not loyal with the state, but then if the demands are giving a rationale to the masses, and the masses are convinced that they are lacking behind because they are being deprived of their rights, obviously they are uh, showing political resistance. And that's why these movements are booming. Again, my solution is what? A federation based upon volunteer participation of the regions and the provinces could be a more better alternative to existing status quo. At least we must start talking about it. If we are not maybe concluding the the solution at this point, maybe we are like seeing it as too premature. And maybe the Constitution of Pakistan, the existing Constitution of Pakistan, has enough strength, and maybe because it is not being implemented properly, maybe some would argue. See the impact. You could judge things by their impacts, by their effects. So the voices are there, the demands are there, the unrest is there, and maybe even the rebellion is there. Something has to be done about it. And this is a solution. Thank you.